Welcome to another episode of the Lekker Podcast. It's episode 40. My name is Yaleen and I'm coming to you from Bloemfontein, and I hope that you will enjoy this episode. I'm sitting with a cup of warm hot chocolate and it's actually so hot I cannot start drinking it right away. So I'm going to put it down for a bit. But look at this beautiful cup from Earth, Water, Fire Pottery that I got hold of when I was at the Cape Town Yarn Festival earlier this year. And this is my weekend mug, my special weekend mug that I love to use over weekends. So we're going to have a little bit of a good time talking about all things yarny things, knitting, all the lovely things. But first I want to tell you that if you haven't seen yet, it's been a minute, it's been a while, but I have released at last my Diamonds in the Rough socks. It's a pattern I have started, I think, 2 years ago already. Yes. I designed it 2 years ago and I made like notes, but I didn't fully written the pattern down. And then at the end of last year, the start of year, I decided I had to change that. So my pattern was released somewhere, I think in April. And this is my Diamonds in the Rough socks. The first pair I made, which I originally designed 2 years ago, was made for a special friend. And love the socks. It's color work. It's relatively easy color work. If you don't know how to do color work on a sock, then it might be a little bit difficult. So practice is needed, I would say. I would go up needle size. I also say that in the pattern, even 1 or 2 needle sizes even. When you're doing the construction or the color work section, I have an Eye of Partridge heel, which I think blends in beautifully with the diamond pattern, and I love this sock. So if you haven't seen the pattern, go and have a look on my Ravelry page. It is available there, and I love my pair of socks. Love it. All right. Let's dive in with my first finished object, and I'm so excited about my first finished object because it was part of a knit along we had in, when was it? February, March. Yes, but I didn't complete it by the end of March. I completed it by somewhere in April. The Cape Town Yarn Festival was end of March, almost end of March, and I didn't have time to work on my shawl during that time. And I got home and I completed my shawl, and let me tell you, I am loving the shawl. So this is the Vertices Unite shawl by Stephen West. Let me tell you, it's the perfect shawl for scraps, leftover yarns. Perfect shawl for that. And what is so great is the shawl is coming with 2 sizes. You can make a small one or you can make a large shawl. It calls for fingering weight. You can probably do it in a bulkier weight yarn. It will just be bigger, but maybe if you do the small size, it will be perfect. I've done the large size, and now I can't remember the amount of yarns that's going in here. I think the total of my yarns was 300 and something grams. I will display it on the screen. But what is so special about, and I will also display a video of me wearing the shawl, is that this is the right side now at the front. Yes. When I started or was thinking about the Vertices Unite knit along, my idea was to use my leftover yarns, and but then by that time already I used some of my leftover yarns into a design that I'm currently busy with, a crochet design. So I'm still busy with that design. I think I talked about it somewhere in one of these episodes, so I did show it, but I haven't progressed yet on that. It's waiting for me. It will be done somewhere. And so when I had the leftovers of the leftovers, right, I wasn't as happy with my colors, and I thought, okay, but wait, what am I going to use? And then in my yarn cabinet at the bottom, I had some of my Advents, and the Advent from Miss Lamotte yarns from the year 2022 was still not used. It was still properly packaged in my cupboard, and it was waiting for a special project, and this was the special project. And I'm so happy that I got to use it for this shawl. And let me tell you, this shawl is, I'm looking at my shawls hanging on a hook. And let me tell you, when I'm saying hanging on a hook, it's not a horrible hook. It's a blunt wooden hooks I have my shawls hanging from. Because I think some people might feel like, your yarn is going to get misformed and whatever. But the windsurfer crochet shawl is one of my all-time favorites. It's get used a lot when I'm going out. And this is one of those shawls. You know, I have beautiful shawls that's hanging here. I use them, but when I want to be cozy and warm and comfy and just comfortable, this is not the shawls that I normally grab. I'm grabbing my windsurfer crochet shawl, or I'm grabbing this shawl. So this is a brilliant shawl, and let me tell you, it's big. I'm full of dark hair. It's so comfortable, and the yarn base from from Miss Lamotte that I chose that year was her linen base. It is a 90% merino, 10% linen single ply, and I don't think this yarn is as obtainable in other countries. Is obtainable the wrong word? I think it is. You don't see it as much overseas, I think. I might be wrong. But when you get exposed to this yarn, a merino linen blend, oh my goodness. It is luxurious and soft and lovely to crochet or knit with. I can highly recommend it in shawls, even for sweaters. So this is absolutely lovely. And then I had some white with speckles and leftover just normal undyed yarn. That is unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but in that base it was a merino 75% and 25% nylon base that I used as just a normal color in between. And what do you think? And I also did the I-cord edge in that color. I had to buy some more undyed yarn, and I bought it from Naughty Habit. I was close to her at the time, and so I used a little bit of that because I was running out of my undyed or my white with a speckled yarn. And isn't this just lovely? So I absolutely love this. And let me tell you, I am going to make a small one as well. What I did was I measured and weighed my yarn. Not measured, I weighed my yarn for each section of the shawl. And so I wanted to know how much yarn did I use for section A or section 1. All the sections, I think there's six sections in the shawl. And I took note of that. I written it down, because if I ever want to make another one, I know how much yarn I would need for all the sections. And also, I want to do the same thing for a small one. I'm definitely going to do a small one. The people that was in the knit along for the short ones, the small ones, knitted it up so quickly. They've done it literally, I think, 3 weeks they were done. They were so quick. So I really want to do a small size too. But I mean, the colors. Miss Lamotte is a master dyer. Karen is amazing. Let me tell you, she's doing color beautifully, beautifully. So I am loving this shawl. Love it, love it, love it. All right, then my second finished object. This is so nice. I think I'm just going to have it draped over me. It feels really, really nice. My second completed or finished object is my knitted knockers. So we have a lot of knit alongs and crochet alongs and make alongs this year, but I love it. Last year I had the hashtag Boobiealong, where we crochet or we knit knockers for cancer patients that had mastectomies. So it's a handmade prosthesis that is assisting ladies who had mastectomies, and we are using authorized kits from Cancer. Cancer is the Cancer South African organization that is approving these kits that we buy, and I made 2 pairs. They're already packed to be delivered to my local cancer office. So I'm going to open up one. So I knitted my knockers. I would rather knit than crochet a knocker. Thank you so much for everyone that participated. This is a filled knocker. You will see it's concave at the back. So the reason for that is to have minimal contact on the skin. And normally those skin is sensitive because of the operations and the scars and whatever they might have. It's sensitive skin. So you don't want a lot of touch on that skin. So that's hence the concave. It's filled properly. And that is my boobies, my knockers that I will let me know what, there we go, that I can't get to the word, deliver to the cancer office. So I made two pairs. And it's lovely to be able to do that and give back to the community in such a special way. And the reason why I do this is I had a family member, my aunt, who had cancer, and specifically breast cancer. So when I am knitting on these knockers, I always think of her. She passed away a few years ago, and she is the reason I'm doing this. I think if she had these when I was younger, she would have loved these, because I remember she had like stockings with seed birds or some or other, what do you call it? Wheat, corn or something that she will fill to make a knocker for herself. And thinking back, if she would have had these, I think she would have loved these. So this is the reason why I'm doing this. I'm thinking of my aunt. I'm doing it for people like her, and it's lovely to be able to give back. But we'll do it again in August. So if you want to participate, please let me know. We'll knit and crochet knockers again in August month as part of our hashtag Boobiealong. So it's a make along. All right, that is my second finished object. And this episode has all things knit today. It's all things knit. So my last finished object was a Musselburgh you have not even seen. It was doing its thing in the hidden away, not being known here on the Lekker Podcast. I always try to have a Musselburgh beanie on my needles because it's such a great pattern to be able to take somewhere and do mindless knitting while you're chatting away or having a great time with your friends or family. So I love to have this always on the go. And that was the reason why it was on my needles, because it was something that I can take in the car while we drive or sit with people, and I don't have to think about cables or where must I put this stitch or whatever the case might be. I can just knit. So this yarn is speckled clusters. Okay, hold on. I need to get the yarn, and it's just, I didn't put it in front of me. Hold on, quick. Maybe let me take a sip of hot chocolate. Yes, now it's not as hot. So this is the Speckled Clusters by Knotty Habit. And let me tell you, I can highly recommend this yarn. If you are making socks or beanies, it's one of my favorites. It's really, really one of my favorites. So this is a fingering 3-ply superwash 75% merino and a 25% nylon. It's called Speckled Clusters, and I am loving this yarn. There's some left over, and my plan is to do shorty socks with these for myself. And then look at this. Yes, I know it doesn't look like a beanie. So the Musselburgh beanie pattern is written by or designed by Isolde Teak. Such a great pattern. Actually, she's got great patterns for beanies, let me tell you. And you start on the one side, you do your increases up until to a certain point, then you just knit in the round, or whatever case. I like to have 40 inch, is it 40 inch? 40 inch needles. So then it's just in the round, up to a certain point where you start your decreases, you finish off. And then what is so amazing, so you can have 2 different kinds of colors on either side, and you can have 2 different beanies, right? So you pop the one side into the other side, make sure that the crowns are properly in the middle. Let me just see if it's proper. Yes, there we go. And there you go, have a beanie, right? So you can even pull it down and make it like a double rim over your ears. But it is absolutely such a great pattern. And this will be gifted to a friend, also a special friend. All right, so that is all my finished objects. I have 2 works in progress, and you guess it. One is definitely socks. It's always socks. The socks will also be a gift to somebody that actually requested it probably 2 years ago, a friend. But now I'm getting to it at last. So this is the socks. I'm currently busy with the toe decreases. I want to finish the sock today so that I can let her fit it tomorrow and make 100% sure it will fit. It will fit. I just want to make sure. I don't know what I'm going to do if it's not fitting, but it will fit because I have the correct measurements. I don't know why I'm doubting myself. I've knitted socks for so many people and they always fit. So I don't know. Maybe I just want to see what she thinks about the fit. I don't know. Anywho, it's like I'm rambling on here. Saying too many words that doesn't really mean anything. So this is the pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady, the vanilla sock pattern on 9 inch, because I love to knit my socks on 9 inch needles, 2.25 millimeters. I do the cuff, it's a cuff down, obviously it's a cuff down sock. I do the 9 inch up until here. I leave my 9 inch on, and then I use 2 DPN, double pointed needles, to do my heel flap, the heel turn, and then I pick up from there with a 9 inch on the gusset, and then I 9 inch all the way up until my toes, and then I do magic loop for my toes. So I have a lot of needles in my bag. I am not able to do the whole sock on 9 inch. It feels strange to me. So yes, that is the reason. So this is the Crazy Sock Lady pattern, vanilla socks on 9 inch. She's got one on magic loop method, and she's got one on DPNs, double pointed needles as well. So she's got you covered for all the ways of knitting socks. I can highly recommend her pattern. She's got great videos on YouTube showing you all the way how to deal with your sock on all the different constructions. And this yarn is a Kaizo sock set from Naughty Habit. So it's the 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon base. And my friend specifically requested grey socks. So grey socks it is. And yes, I love socks. Socks on the go is just the best project to have. together with your Musselburgh. Love it, love it, love it. So that is my first whip, and then I'm gonna stand still a bit on my second whip because I'm really proud of my second whip, but I've also made a lot of mistakes, and I am currently embracing my mistakes. This is so nice. All right, so before I take out my whip, let me first show you the bag, because in my previous episode, I showed my acquisition from NM Bags, and I didn't show the second one I got from her. The second bag, so if you didn't watch my previous episode, yes, go and have a look. I also have a bag, a project bag to be gifted, a giveaway, one of her bags in the previous episode 39, I think. What is this? Episode 40. This one is episode 40. All right, so this is my bag that I bought from NM Bags. I mean, okay, so there's a lot of hair on here now. I see Charlotte hair here. And then it's also the yarn that is like fluffy. But look at this beautiful cat bag. It is gorgeous. So the inner lining is also the same as this fabric, the yellow and the grey cats. And but it's now full of stuff, of a lot of things. I'm not going to show you the inside, but it's a box bottom. And let me tell you, I love these bags. I really, really, really am loving my bags. So I am busy. So at the beginning of my challenge for 2024 for myself is to do a cable pattern. I want to do a stick pattern. I don't know what I'm going to do there. I'm thinking about a blanket, but I don't have the capacity to do a blanket. I don't think I have the willpower to be able to do a blanket. And I don't know if I want to do a wearable because I want to first practice my stick on something like a blanket. You see, I didn't make any decisions there yet. Please help me if you're watching this and you have ideas. Please tell me about a small stick project that I can do. All right, so cabled, stick, and then I want to spin my fiber more on my spinning wheel. But that I'm going to probably do in July. So I'm busy with my first challenge for 2024 for myself, and that is my cabled project. I'm busy with a Moby Slipover from Petite Knits. It is a pullover with cable work, and wow, have I learned a few things. And did I make a lot of mistakes? Yes, absolutely. So we're going to talk about all of this just now. I'm using yarn that I got. It was a gift voucher from my uncle and my aunt 2 years ago to a local yarn shop here. And I used that gift voucher buying this yarn. So this is really special to me. I bought Alpaca Sport Kartopu in the color, what is the color number? K1002. So it's like a gray color. You will see it just now. This is the yarn. You can see it's a little bit. I wounded it on my yarn winder. And I'm at the point now where I'm going in the round. So the pattern construction was quite interesting. I think I need to take this off so that we can talk about all the things. You first start with the back panel, right? From the neck downwards. Am I now correct? Yes. You work from the neck downwards, and then you start increases to do this to be able to cover under the arm, right? And then you place it on the needles. Now, just from the onset, which I didn't know at the time, I was doing it wrong. No, not from the onset. So when I got to the increases, I didn't realize that I should do increases. So I stopped, placed my yarn on hold yarn, and then you proceed to do from here over the shoulder, and then you do over the shoulder here, and then you start doing increases, connect in the front, and then you do the front part, and then you do increases under the arm. All right, so now I've done both of that, and I'm going back and forth. My bust is, I think, 110 centimeters, my circumference. And now I'm going, will I do a large? Will I do an extra large? Will I do a large? Will I do an extra large? So firstly, I was thinking, okay, let me do a large. Did I gauge swatch? No, I didn't. You can all scream at the screen now. It's fine. But sometimes I'm trying to live very dangerously with my yarny things. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do large. And all the numbers in terms of the amount of stitches was the same for large and extra large up until a certain point where you connect the front and the back. So when I started connecting, I was like, let me rather do an extra large. Okay, but before I got to that point even, and I did the increases at the front, I realized, but the front and the back is not matching up. And I realized then, oh my goodness, I never did the increases on the back too. So I had to go back and do the increases. And it is a pattern cable project. So obviously the amount of stitches maybe for a large and extra large will not be the same. But when you do large and extra large on the patterning in front, sometimes you end and stop at certain places. For a large, you will stop at this row. For an extra large, you will stop on this row. And I did not consider that. So do not make the same mistake as me. So now I have to work with my mistake. So when I'm, for instance, if I should have done it correctly, then I would have be on the same row for the patterning for both back and the front. But now due to me stopping 2 rows prior or stopping 2 rows later, I'm always 2 rows. There's a 2 row difference to the front and the back. So I have to really concentrate to use the different patternings for the 2 sides. So that is what I'm working with now. And it's fine. I'm getting it right all together. But let me show you. So I've done a lot of talking, but let me show you my cabled project. So the Moby Slipover. And this is the front, right? It's going to fit. It's going to probably be a little bit too big. I normally do that. I think I'm always bigger than I really am. So I don't know why I do that, but yes, I do. Will you see some mistakes in my pattern on my cables? You will. You will definitely some mistakes, especially at the back. This is the back. There is some mistakes and probably you won't even see it. Oh, I'm seeing patterning problems in the front as well. There's mistakes on the front too. Is it the end of the world? No, it isn't. I'm going to still use and love this slip over. It's meant for work. I love to work with a blouse or a t-shirt and have my core, my body quite hot, or not quite hot, but like heated. And when I'm working and writing and typing and in meetings, I don't want to have a lot of things on my arms. So this is, and I think I'm interrupting my own sentences. This is the reason why I love a pullover, and I think I'm going to make more of petite knits now that I know exactly the construction that she uses and the way that she writes her pattern, because it's a lot of reading I had to do. It was not as simple as other patterns. I had to really read properly because, like I rightfully said, I missed the section of where I had to increase at the back. So but now I know better and I want to do more pullovers, and I'm going to still use her patterns, and I'm going to use stockinette stitch for my next one because it will go quick. And yeah, maybe I'll do a pattern, a cabled thing. I don't know. Let's see. But what do you think? Please let me know what you think. You know, I like to embrace my mistakes, because if I embrace them, it's much easier than really being hard on yourself. And it's a learning school. This, I can do another cable sweater if I want to go see the queen or the king, you know. So I am going to embrace the mistakes I have, and I'm just going to say it's part of this journey. And people would probably not even see it if I don't tell them about it. My one friend always say, if you see my mistakes, you are standing too close to my work. So don't stand too close, okay? Yes, so that is my Moby Slipover. I'm really proud of my work here. I've learned so much already. This cables here is not as difficult as it looks. You think, oh my goodness, I'll never be able to do it. Let me tell you, it's much easier than what you anticipated. I can tell you now, give it a go. Even these beautiful small cables is so easy, so easy. And I love the process of this. I think I'm going to, there's a mistake there, whatever. I am going to love wearing this. I really, really am. So the construction is now where I'm in the round, connected, going down, do the ribbing, then you put on ribbing on the around the arms, as well as on the neckline, and then it's a go. Then it's done. So now it's just to get past all the intricate patterning, and then hopefully by the next time I'm talking to you, it will be done, but it will probably be not done. All right, so that is my Moby Slipover, and that is all my projects. Can you believe it? All right, let me show you my acquisition. So, you know, I'm a big fan of the Naughty Habit sock club, so that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you my Kaizo sock club box. This is my first box for the 2024 year. And I got the color, I think it's Peridot, she calls it. So it's Precious Stones, I think, is the theme of 2024 from Naughty Habit. Oh my goodness, and the yarns are really, really gorgeous. So this year, she normally had a box every quarter, but she now has boxes every 4th month. So 3 boxes throughout the year. So I'm going to get 3 boxes this year, and this is the green one I got, and let me show you. So it comes like this, then you open up. Okay, so let's talk about everything that's in here. Firstly, it is my Naughty Habit, and I have a code here at the back, which I folded over. You get a voucher for the value of 50 Rand that you can use for an online purchase, which is really handy, really handy. You get this beautiful, not beautiful, probably very nice and lovely. This is a rooibos tea. So for our international viewers, rooibos is a specific tea we have in South Africa. You only get the tea in South Africa. It's only, what's the word now? On our farms, it is typical South African tea. So, and it's also sourced out, I don't have words today, people. In-source, outsourced. No, not outsourced. And you're all screaming at the screen. Anyway, it gets exported, there's the word. Exported internationally, because rooibos has a lot of health benefits, and it's also a very lovely tea to drink and very healthy, and so they make all these beautiful teas from rooibos. So this is a pear and elderflower rooibos tea that is in here. So I see here the ingredients here. It says rooibos, calendula, elderflower, and a pear flavoring. So this might be really, really nice. I might have this later today. Then a scented Crafty Naughty Habit soya candle, cinnamon vanilla. Oh, this is lovely. Oh, yummy, yummy, yum. Okay. Then cookies. This is a blue spoon cookie, and it has chocolate. It's 2 cookies together with chocolate inside. Oh, I'm gonna have it now. I love these cookies. Then a beautiful stitch marker from Pincushion Crafts. Look at that. It looks like a jewel, a precious stone, a peridot. It's so beautiful. I love the color. Love it, love it, love it. And then you get a pin also. A pin. Naughty Kaizo Club 2024 peridot colorway. And then we're all here for this, right? This yarn. Look at that. So this sock set comes with 2 25 grams. This is the 2 25 grams. And then a 75 grams. So in total, it is 125 grams of yarn that you get with when you buy one of these boxes. And look at these colors. Isn't it beautiful? It is really, truly beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You don't have to use this as socks. You can crochet a cowl. You can knit a cowl. You can use it for a shawl. The possibilities is endless. This is not meant to be only for socks. I've used so many of these sock club boxes for other projects. I cannot tell you. All right. And maybe a tip that you can also do is order 3 peridot colors sock from the year from 3 boxes. And then you use those 3 greens together in a big project. Something like that. You can be really creative. All right, so this is the yarn, and I'm absolutely loving it. This is a fingering 3-ply superwash, 75% merino and a 25% nylon. And let's place it in my stash. You see, there's another green I had from a previous year, so it can be used together. Why not? All right, I think that is all the things. Please tell me in the comments, what did you love to see? Do you have ideas for the Moby Slipover? What can I do? Is there any ideas or things that you can tell me that I can do better with my construction and all the mistakes I made? But you live and learn. And yeah, tell me what you think of my Vertices Unite shawl. I would love to know, are you also assisting with knitting knockers wherever you are? I would love to know what you think of the episode. And if you want to win something, go to my previous episode, because we're only announcing the winner of that in the episode to come. And I think that's all the things. It was lovely spending time with you. I hope that you are doing very well, that you will have a good time knitting, crocheting, doing all the crafty things until we see each other. Remember to like. If you haven't subscribed, I would love you to subscribe. And then I'll see you next time. Bye.